In the integration broker, in the last session, what we discussed about the architecture of the integration broker and the basics of the setup. Now, as a developer point of view, what we can do here, already told you the gateway definition and nodes, these two can be done by DBAs. Now coming to the message, metadata we will create. What is message? Simply you can use the message, you can open the message in the setup of the integration broker. The navigation is people tools, integration broker, setup. Here you see the message. What is this message? What type of message you are sending? It's a rosette based messaging or a non-rosette based messaging. I told you rosette based messaging is used to share the message in between PeopleSoft to PeopleSoft system. You see, here, if they are using this message, then if you observe carefully, they are using a record. Why? Because it's a rosette based. That means they are sharing the information in between PeopleSoft to PeopleSoft. Then there is a chance of having records in both the systems, the same type of records. Then you can share it. If you see some of the messages, those are non-rosette based messages. Here you see there is no record available. Non-rosette based. That means it needs some additional stuff whenever we are touching PeopleSoft to third party or third party to PeopleSoft. Here, whenever we are discussing about the message, it's not queue, service, where is service? Okay, before going into that much detail, I would like to introduce you two more important terminologies: services and service operation. Yes, absolutely, services and service operation. Whenever we are calling the integration broker, whenever an integration broker failed or any error occurred in integration bridge, this is the key place. Service operation is the key place. Now, if you see, if you open any service, let us say open the service. This is the service, open it. If you open the service, within the service, just you have a description. It's a global payroll application. Here you see service operation, existing operations. Apart from that, nothing is available in the service. SOP, service operation. If you open the service operation, this is the service operation. Bank full sync is the service operation. Within this service operation, you have a number of parameters like operation type, which operation it is. It's a one-way operation, asynchronous or synchronous, like that. Now, please go to the handler. Here, as of now, the status is inactive. If you go to the details, package, they are calling here. You know one thing? You can create a message, you can create a service, you can create a service operation, whatever it may be. In all these places, you are not writing the code. Again, we are calling app package. You see here, let's try to add one more. What type of app class? Sorry, what type of implementation? It's only application class. On what it should fire? Can you tell me what are these? Just a guess I'm asking. Joycey, what are these might be? On notify, on receive, on route, on send.
Also events.
Absolutely, yes. That means
Fire this.
absolutely yes. Whenever you are receiving or you are sending, like that. That means any type of event it is, 100% it should go through a app package. Here, go to the application class or app engine. Okay, application engine we are calling and on notify. Yes. If you go to the details, okay, handler name is mandatory. Go to the details again. Here you have to add the program name. That means the common definition is application class. Each and every method, it has an options. Yes, we can call the CI. We can call the app class. We can call the app engine. If you go to the on send, only app class. On route, only app class. On receive, only app class. Pre-notify or post-notify. Except notify, the remaining options are having only application class. That means the default implementation mode is application class. If you select, okay, it's an application class, go to the details. You have to add what is the application package name, what is the class ID. Okay. Okay, very good. Then, how we will call it? Okay, we added application class. Venkat. Here we created one service operation and we link. Here observe carefully. Service operation must and should be linked with a service. If you see, okay, any error occurred in the IB. In the IB mode, there is an error occurred. Then where we can check it? Where we can check it? In the people tools, integration broker, service operations monitor. There is no monitor for other parts. Here, service operations monitor. Monitoring the service. What type of service you are monitoring? Asynchronous service or synchronous service? Okay, let's take synchronous service. Here it is asking node name, service operation name. Those are not mandatory. If you click on search, because we haven't run anything, here you can select the service operation. Status, done or error. Only error status service operations I would like to see. Yes, error. Refresh, then it will list it for you. That means whenever you receive an error in the integration broker, generally whenever we receive an error in the application engine, where we will go? We will open the process monitor and we will open that particular view log and trace, and we can see in the log file or standard output file, we can see the errors. But integration broker is not a process scheduler one. Here we have to come. Monitoring the service. Monitoring, it can be asynchronous or asynchronous. You can come here and you can give your service operation what was tried, and what are the errors. Now, how we will call the service operation? That means how we will call it. Okay, let's imagine we are connecting. Sorry, that means we are integrating in between PeopleSoft to PeopleSoft. How we will connect it? So otherwise, how we will call? Okay, let us imagine we are connecting in between PeopleSoft HCM and PeopleSoft CRM. Then how we will integrate in between these two systems? The only operation, the only connection point is the service operation. Yes, there is a method to call them. Before that, I will try to show you some documents which are helpful in our learnings in the integration broker. Here simply okay, this is the synchronous messaging. What we done in our real-time machine. Just I have some screenshots here. Local gateways in both databases. Just what they are suggesting. Configure local gateways in both databases which you want to integrate. Here CRM and HCM. URL for any gateway is, this is the URL type. HTTP, server name, port number, and listening connector. Like this. They are configuring the gateway. Next, they will check the gateway is active or not. Next, they will set up the node. Here they clearly mention setting up the nodes. In our system nodes are already set up. Absolutely. In most of the real-time systems, system nodes are already set up. If it's a new system, we have to configure nodes in the following way. A number of nodes are available, but only one local node. Here you can see, even in our scenario also, integration setup, nodes. You see, total 61 nodes are there, n number, but we have only one local node. Default local node. PeopleSoft.
Venkat?
Yes.
What is node here?
What is node?
Yeah, what does it mean by node?
It's representing a system. It's representing a system. Source node and target node. Okay, let's say we both are exchanging the information, right?
Yeah.
Via text or WhatsApp. Then 100% you need one device, I need one device, right? That means that particular source and target information is required. That is called node here. Where the message is going, it should reach a system, right? It should reach the client, it should reach the system. That is called node of that particular system.
And how do we create the nodes?
We are not the responsible persons to create the nodes.
Okay.
People
So
of
we are
DBS
given that info.
Yes, people of DBS will take care about that. Okay? Why? Because we don't know all these connectors, information, everything. Why? Because the gateway also we would set up from our point of view. Okay?
Yeah.
Last session I had already explained it. Okay, the external node. PeopleSoft HR, this is from CRM database. They are setting up a node in CRM database. This is from CRM database. If it is from HCM, then this node would be the local node and CRM node would be the external node. Have you understood this point? Local node, external node. Local node means within the source system, what is your, based on what point, based on what you are identifying the system. Now the external node, you are targeting from PeopleSoft CRM to PeopleSoft HCM. That means in the CRM, you are preparing a node which you are targeting. That is why they are calling it as an external node. PeopleSoft HR, they are preparing this node. This is from CRM database. Then it will be the external node. Here you see, this is not local node. They are preparing PeopleSoft HR in the CRM. Why? Because they said, they are telling the system, I am going to connect this via CRM, from CRM. I am connecting PeopleSoft HR which are having this node. Connector, specify the connector. What connector you are going to use to connect. Next, local node setup. Within the CRM, we are creating a local node to contact CRM machine. This is why the local node is checked. Setting up the connector. Are we clear? That means you can check on your real-time machines. Just go to the integration setup and nodes. What is the source? What is the default local node? That will be the source node from your system. Then you can create your external node where you are targeting. This is source and target nodes. Next, in the next stage, you can ping the node. Once it was created, you can ping the node. Is it working fine or not? Once you are done, similarly configure IB for HCM environment also. Whatever we done so far, it's in CRM. Similar setups to be done in the HCM. That means in the HCM, PeopleSoft HR is a local node, PeopleSoft CRM is the target node. That means external node. Steps are exactly same. Here, PeopleSoft HR will be the local node and PeopleSoft CR will be the remote node. That means external. Now, the example, the synchronous messaging between the nodes we are dealing. Our idea is sending the primary key value in the message and to get the resultant data from the HCM database. We are sending one value from CRM and we are expecting some data with respect to that value from HCM. For this, we already have one page and component developed in CRM, custom component. We will use the same record and they created one message also. In the earlier versions of the People tools, message can be developed in the application designer. Yes, absolutely right. Why? Because here you can see the new message. Yes, this is an option. In this tools release 8.48 onwards, PeopleSoft has introduced service-oriented architecture, SOA. A lot of integration broker has been changed. Yes, it's absolutely true, this statement. Now, the screenshots will help us to create a roast-based message in PIA. Just by selecting roast-based message as message type and adding one record on the root will create one message definition. We can open this message in the application designer, but cannot alter the definition. Now, what they did, they are in the PeopleSoft CRM environment. Simply you can open the message here, integration setup, messages. Simply add a new value, what type of message it is. It's a row set based. You can give a message name like add it. It's a row set based messaging. You see one thing? It's just a test message. You can add your comments. Simply add record. Here there are no record. Add record to root. New record name. Let us say this is the record name I'm adding. Simply added this record. Now we have to create a service, as all the integration broker as now service oriented. Simply save it. We successfully saved. Go to the schema. Have you seen? What is this? Any one of you have any idea about the schema? Joycey, Pranita, Geeta, anyone? This will be the XML schema, which will carry the data. If you see, sequence, employee ID, type, it's a character field type. Name, character field type. Date, date field type. Gender, character. Number, number. Active, active. Got it?
It doesn't have the data. It shows the structure of
just
the
a schema, right? We have not dumped the data as of now, right? Just give me a minute. I'm getting a call. Just give me. This is just a schema. That means whenever you are using this message to send the information, this in this format, information will be sent. XML schema. Okay. Here you see in the document also they should have mentioned, I think. Here in the schema tab, we can find an option which builds the schema for the specified message. Here is the schema tab. Now, what we have to do next? Now we have to create a service. As all the integration broker is now service oriented, we can use the default services also. Yes, we can create a service. In the same navigation, integration setup, service. We can also create a service operation from here. That means whenever we are creating the service, we can create a service operation. Now, where we can create the service? Simply, this is the service page, add a new value. Service. All these are existing services. Now, this is the service. Here, it is asking the service name again, as they highlighted in the document. Okay. Whenever we are calling the service operations will be called. Okay. Operation type is synchronous. Okay. Service operation test sync CRM, something like that. Add it. Okay, sorry. Save it. Service saved. Next, add. Now we came here. Even in the document also you see, they came here. Whenever you would like to mention anything like, let us say, operations description, User ID password is required or not to handle the service. If you say yes, it will ask. It's required verification. Any verification is required. It depends, 100% pure depends on the client requirement. Next, here you see the version 1, the service operation version 1 it is, and the version description and comments. Here you see the same. Here this is the default service operation under the service and it's active. Here you see at the bottom message information. Message information, yes, we have to add a message in the request. What is the message? We created a message in the request. Response, I will use the same message here also. What is this? Can you tell me? Just a guess I'm asking, Papa. Anyone of you. What this message will do? Just a guess. Is it right or wrong? It doesn't matter. Within the service operation, we are decided, okay, this is the service operation defaulted and active. And I am using the message information, what I used, what I created here.
The request message goes from source to target.
Source to target only. Which format? That is important, right? What is the schema you are using to send the message and receive the message? That is important. Why? Because you are sending information and you are receiving information. In both the scenarios, what will happen? What is your message format? Okay, both are XMLs. Okay, fine. Are they are having the same format or not? Why? Because sometimes some data issues may cause the error at the time of data load. Then you will open the request messaging, request XML and response XML. You can check request XML. It is showing the data as expected or not. It is showing the data. The data carried from the message is as expected or not. Response, yes. When we will see the request and response both, whenever we have asynchronous messaging.
So this response message is of this type you mentioned. In this case, they are both same type.
Why? Because I am getting the same. Okay, let us say I am getting A, B, C, D, E, 5 columns. Just imagine like that. I am sending the information back in the same manner. Just imagine like that. No, Venkat.
So how does this
I won't say whenever my data successfully loaded. Whenever the data successfully loaded, I don't want to send the same format again. I will send some different format of message. Then create the message and use it here. Now go ahead, Geeta. What's your doubt?
So I'm trying to understand that these are two different, like response is coming from different system than the request.
Is coming from the different system. If you are the source, you will receive a request and you will give the response, right? Simply, a system can have two. System can receive the request and give the response. Whenever they are receiving the request, this is the format they are expecting. Got my point? Whenever they are sending the information, that means response, they are giving the information in this format, message format. That's what I'm saying. In the request, you are getting 5 column data or 10 column data as like as Excel. Okay. Then in the response, you are sending simply, you don't want to send all the information. Simply you are sending successfully completed or process failed. Maybe some different messaging formats. You got my point here?
Yeah, so both systems should have knowledge of this message version.
100%. Here we are using the integration broker. in the PeopleSoft to connect the nodes or calling the nodes or calling the third-party system. Then in their system, they should set up something from their point of view. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's it. Is it clear? Yeah. Next, go to the handler. Already told you about the handler. Here, in which way you would like to. That means whenever the service operation called from the people code, here you see, in the handler, they are not giving the handler information. Okay. In the handler, simply you can give a handler name, type of the handler, on request, on route, on send. Okay. Next, implementation, application class. Fine. Then go to the details and add that. Asynchronous only have the routings, not synchronous. Now, just save it. We will call this service operation from the third-party system or from the PeopleSoft system. Somewhere they might set it up. They haven't touched the handler tab, I think. Here, the handler tab. Now, here they are saying there is an application class they used. If we click on the application package and class name, that means if we click on the details, you will get an application package and details. Please go through this document once. Just have a look at it. I will tell you tomorrow how to call the application class, service operation from the third-party system. Today, Srini and Subhash is not there. Tomorrow is the final session for integration broker. Tomorrow, I will tell you how to call the service from the people code. We will see tomorrow.